On March 10th, 2020, I had the opportunity to interview my friend Mary about the journey she and her husband Steve have been on since he was diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's at age 59. Steve is now 66 and lives in a memory care residence while Mary still works full-time. I got to watch how Mary spent her evenings, going over to spend time with Steve before helping him get settled and ready for bed each night. Although Steve's language skills were severely impaired by the disease, watching him light up in her presence made it very clear that he lived for that time connecting with Mary as much as she did each day.
People tell me you don't have to go every day, there's no reason. I just can't do it. Not now. Maybe down the road, I don't know. But right now, I have to be with him every day. I love him and I will be with him till the last breath he takes. I adore him and I am thrilled. And I tell his children and his grandchildren, this is an honor. We have an honor to take care of him.
2 days after our interview, COVID-19 precautions closed Steve's memory care community to outside visitors, including immediate family. While the staff has been wonderful about trying to help keep Mary and Steve connected through virtual and window visits, these months have been heartbreaking for both of them, and Mary has seen a significant decline in his health. This has been a devastating time for so many, but to the already fragile group of millions of people living in lockdown in nursing homes and assisted living communities, this is a particularly devastating situation, especially for those whose brains literally cannot comprehend any of it.
One of the things that has been so important to me is being able to be around him and express love to him so that he can feel it. He needs to feel loved, and when he feels loved, he thrives. It makes him okay with where he is in his life. And he doesn't have that right now. He is with a great group of people. This place is wonderfully staffed. They're wonderful people. They love him. He has a special bond with them, but there's only so much they can do. They have a full staff of people here. And he's not able to get that one-on-one attention that he's so used to with me, of me putting him in bed every day, me tucking him in, me getting him ready. All of that is gone. He's lost 8 pounds. In 4 weeks, in a 4-week time period. They say he's eating normally, so there's no explanation for that, except the normal course of the disease that has just been sped up exponentially because he's isolated. He's absolutely isolated in the fact that he has no touch with the outside world. He doesn't know where I am. He doesn't know why I'm not here. We don't understand the virus. How in the world can I explain it to him? When there's just no way. He doesn't understand. He sees me, we FaceTime with each other, but I'm not even sure that's the right thing to do. He gets teary-eyed sometimes seeing me, and I question whether that's more for me than for him. He can't articulate what he's thinking and what's going on, so I just blow him kisses and tell him that I love him and that I'm going to come see him soon. But this is not the right answer. There has to be another way for us to get with the people that we love. Dementia patients who are isolated will decline. So we separate them. We've left them in here with no contact so that they can survive this virus. But we're trying to save them from this virus, but instead they're going to die from isolation. Several weeks ago, they asked me to bring in a table for him to be able to eat on. They wanted to keep them in their room as much as they possibly can, but imagine memory care patients who don't understand. Why do I have to stay in my room? Why do I have to eat in my room? Why do I have to keep this mask on my face? Even the people with the staff with masks on their faces. Why do you have on this gear? Why do you have this covering on your face? There's just no way to explain it to them so that they understand, and there's no way for them to remember it. So right now, I believe what's happening is they are feeding them at their door, that they're allowing them to come out. And they do have activities, and I do think they get out some. But they are really trying to keep them isolated. In Steve's residential facility, they have not had any cases, so we're very fortunate about that. And I get this, I truly get what they're trying to do, and I appreciate it. And I appreciate the hard work that this staff is doing. They are tired, they really are tired. They're low staffed because they just don't have the number of people that they need for these kinds of hours. And I am so grateful to what they're doing, but Isolating him is just simply not the answer. Eating his meals alone, sitting in his room alone. I even asked them the other day, is his TV on in his room? And they said no. And I said, please turn on his TV. He's just sitting there, staring out the window. I mean, that's what one of them told me. He was staring out the window, and please turn on his TV so at least he can look at something on television so that he's got some activity. I can just imagine his brain. I can see it declining. I can see him declining, and I know that there has to be a better way. One of my concerns is that he is alone in his room, that putting an Alzheimer's patient, a dementia patient, in the room by themselves is very similar to leaving a toddler by themselves. He doesn't know what he's supposed to do. He doesn't know what direction he's supposed to take. He doesn't know if he's supposed to sit in a chair or lay down, and especially he doesn't know how to turn the TV on. He doesn't know how to turn it off. He is very similar to a toddler who needs attention, who just needs somebody looking over his shoulder, somebody to engage with, someone who to keep him active, someone to talk to, someone to sing with, somebody just to feel like you have some sort of life and some sort of engagement with other people. And it's incredibly important to dementia patients to have that connection. It's a connection that they're missing. And when they miss that, when they don't have that connection, they will absolutely decline. There's absolutely no doubt about it. So again, I say it to as many people that will listen. We're trying to save them by isolating them, but we're not. We're not saving them. I've battled with bringing him home. How do I do that? How do I work and have him in the house? But once I get him out, I can't bring him back. So right now, there's not a whole lot of people that I can bring into my home to help. It's very limited on who's available. I have family members who have offered, but when are they going to get back to their own life? If I bring him home now and it's going to be another 60 days before I can bring him back, I've got to have somebody in my home every day to do that, for me to work, for me to be able to support ourselves, to pay for this memory care center. It's incredibly expensive. So I wish I didn't have to work. I wish I could take care of him every single day. But that's not the reality of the situation either. I have to work, and I'm grateful for the work. I am able to work right now, and I am able to pay for him to be here. But I can't give that up because I just don't know how long it's going to be. I have actually contacted the state of Florida, and I have submitted a request, and they have a portal where you can actually go on and have your voice. I actually also have a friend who is a state representative. He's on the task force for reopening, and I've contacted him just to try to do everything in my power to come up with an idea. What can we do that's a happy solution? There has to be. I'll put on whatever gear you want me to put on. I'll do whatever you want me to do. I just need to get to him. I know he needs to be hugged and touched, and I need to do it. I need to get to him. I've always known that he was going to die. I know how this ends, but I always knew I was going to be with him. And the possibility of me not being there with him, he's not going to die tomorrow. He's not going to die next week, but he is dying, and he's doing it alone. And that is absolutely heartbreaking to me.